Welcome back. It's exactly 10 p.m. on the dot. The second hour of news here on KTN News, and we have Akello Misori, KUPPET Secretary General, on the roundtable tonight to discuss a lot of issues pertaining the junior secondary school teachers. We have a lot of questions. It's been 1 year, his review of the 1 year, and more importantly, the complaints that have been raised. In fact, the concerns about renewing the contract of intern teachers and employing them as permanent and pensionable. We'll be speaking to him. And of course, we'll be opening the phone lines. They'll be scrolling down on your screen. We'll get a few of you to talk to you already. I have a lot of questions from you teachers. I don't know who gave my number, but I have a lot of them. I cannot read all of them, but we'll give you an opportunity to ask the question to Akello Misori and also air your concerns. But before I bring him on, a section of junior secondary school teachers are lamenting that they have been sidelined in their ongoing training for CBC. Now, the teachers claim the CBC curriculum will not succeed unless they are involved in the creation of necessary structures. Speaking right here in the capital, the teachers asked the government through the Ministry of Education to improve their livelihoods as well as the structures in what is now known as comprehensive schools.
We got a letter from Semester telling us to attend training by 11th. By 11th we were here is when we got the information that the training was no longer coming forth and we were forced to go back. Today we've come back and the information they're giving us is so discriminative. Above all, schools are not well represented. There are some schools which do not have any representation in the training. No teacher who is teaching science who is in the room.
CBC is supposed to be integrated with ICT. We don't have internet. We don't have the resources for it. We don't have computers. We don't have laboratories. What are they going to do about that? Think about that child that we are training in that class.
Are we going still to teach these students the sciences, the maths, and yet we are not equipped? What kind of generation are we going to produce? What kind of students, we being the pioneers of JSS, are going to produce?
All right, training is just one of them. The teachers have a lot of concerns. I have a million of them already on my phone. But let me bring in Akello Misori, my neighbor from the village. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much
so many questions.
You.
If I had an opportunity to ask these questions, we will not finish today. But I want to look back 1 year since the junior school began. Your analysis and some of the pertinent questions during that analysis that you'll give us, the decision to domicile them in primary schools. And of course, the other question is, how do pupils feel about it, or students in junior school feel about it 1 year?
Thank you so much for this evening, and I think it is important for us to put in perspective that we saw this one coming, and we warned, but nobody listened because it was a political process, and the voice of opinion poll took advantage of the proceedings, and the junior secondary, which is now domiciled in primary school, is now called its comprehensive school, was not properly implemented. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are three components in education which are basic: the instructor, the curriculum, and the learner.
Okay.
The instructor is not adequately posted to implement the junior secondary curriculum.
That is the teachers.
That is the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the teachers who are posted to junior secondary school were those who are newly employed, and majority of them are intern teachers. You cannot implement a curriculum which is a critical transitional, which is at critical transitional stage with those people who have just come from out of class or from school to come and teach. We needed a mix of those who have experience and those new ones. And at the same time, the manner in which they were posted was also very ridiculous and has made us now to have such complaints that the teachers are talking about. You realize that there were 14 learning areas. And these 14 learning areas, the majority of the schools received at least a teacher.
Yeah.
But some of them with many streams received maybe 2 or 3. But one thing which was very unfortunate is that they posted one category of, in some instances, one category of subject cluster, like humanities. You find somebody taken there to teach history and Kiswahili, geography and CRE, history and CRE, and they are put in one school. None of these teachers could delve into the other key areas like integrated science, mathematics, and languages. In some instances, language teachers were posted in one school, and that is the most ridiculous. Because how can you expect somebody with literature and English to teach mathematics? In fact, they have been telling us when we go out for our General Assembly meeting in the counties that they have finished the teaching of maths curriculum. That is an history geography teacher telling you. That one is telling you that they are only present in the school, busy not implementing the actual things which are there. From what these teachers are talking about, they have been invited for training. These trainings were not adequately coordinated. You realize that, like today, we got that Nairobi region was training those who are specifically employed in August. Not everybody.
August 2023.
2023.
Okay.
But the information that was taken was given to head teachers in primary, in those schools, to tell their teachers to report for training. So you can see how there is a serious disconnect between how the ministry communicates and how the teachers get the information.
Okay.
So you realize that how do you engage such a group of people when you yourself you are not properly engaged?
Akello, we are told that teachers are trained to teach.